All right, get ready to trade in those winter coats for some swimsuits.
Yeah.
Today, we are diving deep into a listener request
Ooh, I love those.
to plan the perfect 5-day escape to the Maldives. Are you ready to swap snow for sand?
I am so ready. Let's turn those daydreams of overwater bungalows and turquoise waters into a reality.
Yes. Now, the Maldives, it often gets this label, right, as like the luxury destination.
Yeah.
But we are going to uncover all those hidden gems and the budget-friendly ways to experience this incredible archipelago.
Yes, there are so many.
Okay, so first let's paint a picture for our listeners, shall we? This isn't just another beach destination.
No.
The Maldives is a completely different world. We're talking about over 1,000 coral islands,
Wow.
26 atolls, and get this, 99% of the country is water.
That's crazy.
Did you know it's the flattest country on Earth?
I did know that. The average ground level is only 1.5 meters above sea level.
That is wild.
Do you imagine that?
I can't even picture it. Now imagine this. You're in this island nation, completely surrounded by the Indian Ocean,
Right.
not a single traffic light in sight. That's the Maldives for you.
Just pure bliss.
Pure bliss. See, unique doesn't even begin to describe it. But with so many islands and atolls, where do we even begin to plan a 5-day adventure?
Well, for first-timers, the dry season, December to April, is your best bet. Calm seas, clear skies, perfect conditions for snorkeling and diving.
Well, hold on. What about our surfing enthusiasts?
Well, then, the wet season from May to November might be the ticket.
Okay.
Think powerful swells and dramatic skies. It's a surfer's paradise. And hey, a bonus, often you'll find better deals during those months.
Ooh, good to know. Good to know. Okay, so we got the wind figured out. Now let's tackle those atolls. What exactly are they and why should we care?
So an atoll is this ring-shaped coral reef that encircles a lagoon. And each atoll has its own personality. It offers a very unique experience.
So it's like choosing your own adventure based on the atoll.
It is.
Intriguing. Give us some examples.
So the North Malé Atoll. This is your gateway to the Maldives, home to the capital city, Malé, and the international airport. Bustling with activity, markets, historical sites. Perfect if you're looking for that mix of culture and relaxation.
Okay, love it. What about the Ari Atoll? What's special about that one?
Oh, if you are a marine life enthusiast, this is your spot. You can swim with whale sharks, manta rays.
Okay, stop. I'm already booking my flight.
I know, right?
I'm in. What if someone's looking for a more secluded, off-the-grid experience? Which atoll comes to mind?
The Ba Atoll, a UNESCO biosphere reserve. So picture pristine beaches, untouched coral reefs, and a real focus on sustainable tourism.
Oh.
It's all about preserving this incredible environment.
It's giving very much like eco-travel vibes.
It is.
I love it. Okay, this is making my wanderlust go into overdrive.
Mine too?
But there's this persistent myth, right, that the Maldives is only for the super rich. So how do we break that myth and plan this 5-day dream trip without maxing out our credit cards?
That's right. The Maldives is definitely attainable on a budget. It's time to ditch the luxury resorts and embrace the local guest houses and hostels.
Okay, I like where this is going, trading those infinity pools for local charm.
Yes, exactly. And it's much easier on your wallet.
What about getting around between those islands? How do we make that happen?
So ferries and speedboats are going to be your new best friends.
Okay, that's good to know.
Budget-friendly transportation.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like the journey itself, with those breathtaking ocean views, would be an experience.
So for sure.
Okay, transportation sorted. Now let's talk about the food because, I mean, come on, those seafood platters I see all over Instagram, they've got to cost a fortune, right?
Well, that's another myth we're busting today.
Okay, tell me more.
The local restaurants and street food stalls offer delicious Maldivian cuisine at a fraction of the resort price.
Really?
Yes. Think curries, fresh-caught seafood, tropical fruits. Your taste buds are going to be very happy.
Okay, you had me at fresh-caught seafood. My mouth is already watering. All right, I am convinced that the Maldives can be budget-friendly. But now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. That 5-day itinerary that you promised? We want the best of both worlds.
Yes.
Adventure and relaxation.
Yes.
How do we make that happen?
Okay, so day one, you arrive at Malé International Airport.
Okay.
And depending on where you're staying, you'll hop on a speedboat, maybe even a seaplane.
Ooh, a seaplane. Very fancy.
Right. Talk about an entrance. I mean, that transfer alone with those turquoise waters below you, it's a highlight.
Oh my gosh, I'm sold on that seaplane arrival.
Yeah.
What happens next? We've landed, we've gotten off the seaplane. What do we do?
Well, you settle into your guest house, take a dip in those crystal clear waters, maybe have a little cocktail, just soak in the paradise vibes.
I mean, that sounds like the perfect way to just like shake off any jet lag.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, day 2. What's on the agenda?
Okay. Day 2, we're diving into culture. We're heading to Male, the vibrant capital city. Picture this. You're exploring the bustling markets, visiting the stunning Grand Friday Mosque, and the National Museum, where you can uncover the history of the Maldives.
Love it. And I have to ask, what about the food? Any must-try local dishes while we're in Malay?
You can't miss Maafushi for breakfast. It's a traditional dish with tuna, coconut onion, chili. It's like a burst of flavor to kickstart your day. And then for lunch or dinner, try garugia. It's a flavorful fish soup.
Oh my goodness, okay.
It's a staple in the Maldivian cuisine.
Those are going straight on my must-eat list.
Yeah.
Okay, day 3. Let's bring on the adventure.
Yes. Day 3 is all about those world-famous water activities. We're talking snorkeling or diving at iconic sites like Banana Reef or HP Reef.
Okay.
You will see vibrant coral gardens and marine life unlike anywhere else in the world.
Wow, that sounds incredible.
It is.
But what about those of us who prefer to stay above water?
You can go kayaking, paddle boarding, or just soak up the sun on those picture-perfect beaches. Honestly, they look like they're straight out of a postcard.
Okay, now you're speaking my language.
I know, right?
Day 4, what's on the itinerary?
Island hopping.
More island hop.
This. Now, you have choices to make. Do you want to head to Hanifaru, which is connected to Malay by a causeway, known for its beautiful beaches and lively atmosphere, or do we hop over to Vilangili?
Okay.
A quiet, picturesque island. Just a short ferry ride from Malay. It's a perfect place to escape the crowds and soak in that serene island life.
Decisions. How do we choose?
Well, it depends. Are you looking for that vibrant social scene or a peaceful, secluded retreat?
Ooh, good question. I like that you posed that to our listeners.
Yeah. Each island has its own unique charm, so do a little research, see what calls to you, and then get ready to hop on that ferry.
Love it. Okay, the grand finale. Day 5. What's in store for our last day in paradise?
Day 5 is bittersweet. It's time to relax, reflect, and savor those final moments. You enjoy one last swim in those crystal clear waters, soak up the sun, maybe indulge in a relaxing massage or spa treatment.
Yes.
And then it's off to Malay International Airport, leaving with unforgettable memories.
Ugh, I'm already feeling those post-vacation blues.
Yeah.
This itinerary sounds absolutely incredible. But let's talk specifics, right? We mentioned those budget-friendly options earlier, but can you give us some concrete examples?
Absolutely.
Like, what are some affordable resorts or guest houses that we should check out?
Look at Hanifaru Maldives by Cinnamon or Hotel Ocean Grand at Hulu.
Okay.
Those are great options with a more down-to-earth price tag. They usually range from like $200 to $500 per night.
Wow. That is a huge difference compared to some of those luxury resorts we've seen online.
It is.
So does that mean we can still experience like an overwater bungalow without emptying our savings accounts?
You might have to compromise on some of those ultra-luxe amenities, but yes, absolutely, they are within reach, even on a budget. And if you're really watching your spending, the guest houses and hostels on the local islands can be found for as low as $50 to $150 a night.
Wow. Those prices make the Maldives sound so much more attainable. Now, what about activities, though? Can we still experience the best of the Maldives without splurging on those expensive excursions?
Remember those ferries and speedboats? They're your secret weapon for affordable island hopping. Explore nearby islands, discover hidden beaches, all for just a few dollars a ride.
Such a good hack. I love it. Okay, now let's talk about food. How do we navigate those tempting but probably pricey resort restaurants without blowing our budget?
You have to venture beyond the resort bubbles and discover the local culinary scene.
Okay, good to know.
For example, you could go to the Sea House restaurant in Malay. Incredible local seafood at fantastic prices, about $10 to $20 per meal.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then for more traditional Maldivian, Royal Garden Cafe is another great option with equally affordable prices.
I love that. I'm all about supporting those local businesses and just getting those authentic dishes. I mean, that's the best way to experience a culture, I think. All right, this is all sounding fantastic. But before we get too carried away with booking flights, are there any cultural customs or etiquette tips that we should be aware of?
Yes, the Maldives is predominantly Muslim.
Okay.
So it's important to be respectful of the local customs and traditions, like dressing modestly, especially when visiting mosques or local islands.
Okay, makes sense. Anything else to keep in mind?
Learning a few basic DVH phrases, the local language, goes a long way. Even simple greetings like Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be upon you, and Shukriya, which means thank you, shows respect, and it can lead to some really wonderful interactions with the locals.
I love that. It feels like we've only scratched the surface of what the Maldives has to offer, but I'm so excited to dive deeper.
Me too.
But wait, there's one element we haven't even talked about yet. The marine life.
Oh, yes.
I mean, those whale sharks, the manta rays, those colorful coral reefs.
I know, right?
I need details.
Prepare to be amazed because the underwater world is truly spectacular. We're talking of over 2,000 species of fish.
What?
5,000 coral reefs.
Stop it.
You will have encounters that will stay with you forever.
Wow, those numbers are mind-blowing. But what if I'm not a scuba diver? Can I still experience this underwater wonderland?
Absolutely. Snorkeling is an excellent way to get up close and personal with all that marine life. Imagine floating above those colorful coral gardens, spotting sea turtles.
Yeah.
You might even see a whale shark glide by.
Oh my gosh, you're making it very difficult to stay patient and wait for this trip.
Hmm.
But we have to address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the rising tide.
Yeah.
Climate change is a serious threat to the Maldives.
Yes.
So how can we, as responsible travelers, minimize our impact and ensure that this paradise is protected for future generations?
That's such an important question, and one we should all be asking ourselves.
Right.
The good news is there are steps we can take to lessen our footprint and support sustainable tourism.
Okay, so lay it on us. What can we do?
First and foremost, let's be conscious about our accommodations. Choose eco-friendly resorts and guest houses that prioritize sustainable practices, like energy conservation, waste reduction, reef protection.
So do our research
Yes.
and really vote with our wallets.
Absolutely. And when you're out exploring, just be mindful of your surroundings. Avoid touching or stepping on coral reefs, dispose of trash responsibly, and use reef-safe sunscreen.
Okay, good tips. Any other tips for those eco-conscious travelers?
Support local businesses.
Yes.
Choose locally owned restaurants, shops, and tour operators. They are invested in the long-term well-being of the Maldives, so you get to experience the authentic culture while contributing to the local economy.
I love that. It's a win-win for everybody involved.
Yeah.
Okay, before we move on, any last insider tips or hidden gems you can share?
I have one for you. The underwater restaurant. Sub 6.
Wait, what?
You're dining surrounded by marine life. You have panoramic views of the Indian Ocean. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Okay, I'm adding that to my list right now. Underwater restaurant, check. Anything else?
Look out for Budubaru drum and dance performances. It's a very traditional Maldivian thing to do.
Okay.
The energy, the rhythm, it's infectious.
Okay, sub 6 and Budabrew, I'm ready.
You're going to have so much fun. And remember, the Maldives is so much more than those luxurious resorts you see in magazines. Venture beyond those resort bubbles, explore local islands, connect with the people, and you'll discover the true heart and soul of the Maldives.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive. I'm feeling inspired, I'm feeling informed, I'm ready to book my flight.
Yes.
But before we wrap up part 1, any final words of wisdom for our listeners as they embark on their Maldivian adventure?
The Maldives is a reminder of our interconnectedness with nature. The beauty and fragility highlight the importance of responsible travel and environmental stewardship. Let's explore with intention, respect the local culture, and contribute to preserving this paradise.
Beautifully said. All right, everyone, that's a wrap on part 1 of our Maldivian adventure. I don't know about you, but I'm already dreaming of those turquoise waters and pristine beaches.
Me too. And who knows, maybe we'll bump into each other on a sunset cruise.
Now, that would be amazing. Stay tuned for part 2, where we will continue exploring the wonders of the Maldives.
We're diving even deeper into those must-do activities, cultural insights, and more budget-friendly tips to make that dream a reality.
Until then, keep those island vibes flowing.
Yes.
Welcome back to our Maldivian adventure. We left off talking about snorkeling and diving and those incredible underwater experiences. But for those who prefer to stay above the surface, what kind of adventures are we talking about?
Oh, so many. Imagine kayaking or stand-up paddleboarding through those crystal-clear lagoons.
Okay.
Exploring hidden coves. Maybe you find a secluded beach. You see some marine life along the way.
That sounds amazing. So peaceful. Now, you mentioned sunset cruises. Are those just for couples, or can a solo traveler like myself join in on the fun?
Sunset cruises are for everybody.
Okay, good.
You're witnessing that magical moment when the sky explodes with color.
Ooh, yeah.
The sun dips below the horizon. I mean, it doesn't matter who you're with.
So true.
It's a breathtaking experience.
Okay, sign me up for a sunset cruise. Now let's talk about the logistics of island hopping. We know it's a must-do. How do we actually get from island to island?
Those public ferries and speedboats we talked about earlier, they're affordable, efficient, and offer stunning views along the way.
Love it.
And if you're feeling adventurous and want to splurge a little, seaplane transfers are an option.
Ooh, seaplane.
Soaring above those turquoise waters.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's say I've got my seaplane ticket. I'm ready for adventure. Which island should be at the top of my list?
Ah, that's the question, isn't it?
Right, this is a big one.
It really depends on what you're seeking. But let's highlight a few. So, Hula Malay Island, it's a short speedboat ride from the airport. Bustling markets, nightlife, beautiful beaches.
Okay, sounds fun. What about something more laid back?
Then Vilanjili is calling your name.
Okay.
It's a peaceful escape. Just a short ferry ride from Malay. Lush vegetation, pristine beaches, a slower pace of life. It's where you go to unwind.
Love it. Now, what about those secluded, like Robinson Crusoe-esque islands?
They exist. Often they come with a higher price tag. If you're looking for ultimate privacy, a private island resort might be the ticket.
Ooh, okay. Maybe save that one for a special occasion.
Right, but even if you're on a budget, you can find pockets of tranquility on those local islands. Just ask the locals, do your research, and get ready to discover those hidden gems.
Love it. Okay, we've covered water activities, island hopping, different vibes, but I have to confess, I'm a foodie at heart.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about the Maldivian culinary scene beyond just the amazing seafood?
Get ready for a flavor explosion.
Okay.
Maldivian cuisine, it's a fusion of influences, drawing inspiration from its South Asian neighbors, Sri Lanka, India.
So are we talking fragrant curries, exotic spices, that touch of coconut?
You got it. Coconut is a staple in Maldivian cooking. It adds this subtle sweetness and richness to curries, soups, even desserts.
Oh my gosh, my taste buds are so intrigued. Give me some must-try dishes. What should I be eating?
Well, we've already mentioned Maafushi, that tuna and coconut breakfast dish.
Yep.
It's the perfect start to your day.
Okay.
For a light lunch or snack, try hadika. They're these savory pastries filled with tuna, coconut, or vegetables.
Okay, yeah.
It's a really delicious and convenient way to sample the local flavors.
I love it. And for dinner, what's a quintessential Maldivian feast?
You can't go wrong with the traditional fish curry.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh tuna or reef fish simmered in a creamy coconut sauce, served with rice. And roshi, it's like a flatbread.
Oh my goodness. That sounds incredible.
It will transport you straight to the heart of Maldivian cuisine.
Okay, that fish curry is definitely happening. Now, let's talk about drinks. What are the locals sipping on in the Maldives?
Well, you can't go wrong with fresh coconut water.
I was going to say, that's got to be up there.
It's so refreshing, hydrating, and you'll find vendors selling coconuts everywhere. But for something more indulgent, try a raha.
Araha. What's that?
It's a sweet and creamy milkshake. They make it with condensed milk, rose syrup, sometimes fresh fruit.
Ooh, that sounds amazing. Okay, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about cultural etiquette. We know the Maldives is a Muslim country, so what are some things we should be mindful of?
It's always important to respect local customs,
Right,
especially when traveling to a country with a different cultural background.
for sure.
Now, the Maldivian people are so welcoming, but here are a few things to keep in mind. Dress modestly,
Okay.
especially when visiting mosques or local islands. It's also customary to remove your shoes before entering a mosque or someone's home.
Got it. Dress modestly. Be mindful of footwear. Anything else?
Public displays of affection are generally frowned upon.
Okay.
And always ask permission before taking photos of people, especially if they're praying or engaged in religious activities.
Makes sense. Okay, I'm feeling so much more prepared and culturally aware now. Any final tips before we move on to the last day of our Maldivian adventure?
Remember, the Maldives is a destination that encourages you to slow down, disconnect, reconnect with nature and yourself. Embrace that island time, soak up the serenity,
Love that.
be present in this paradise.
Wise words. Okay, I'm ready to embrace that island time and dive into the final day of our 5-day itinerary. What's on the agenda?
Welcome back to the final chapter of our Maldivian adventure. It just hit me, we've been talking about all the incredible things to do and see, but we haven't talked much about the people
You're right.
who actually call these islands home.
Yeah, it's easy to get swept up in the scenery.
Yeah.
But the Maldivian people, they are the heart of what makes this destination special.
Yeah.
They have this warmth and hospitality that you feel immediately.
I love that. So beyond the beaches, beyond those resorts, there's a genuine human connection there.
Absolutely. The culture is deeply rooted in tradition, in community, and their relationship with the ocean. I love that.
You experience it in every interaction.
Yeah.
Maybe a shopkeeper helping you find a souvenir,
Yeah.
or a fisherman sharing stories.
Okay, so what would you recommend for someone who wants to experience that cultural side?
You could visit a local island
Okay.
and witness a traditional Bodubaru performance.
Okay, tell me more.
It's this lively musical tradition, drumming, singing, dancing.
We love that.
You'll be tapping your toes. You really see the energy and joy of Maldivian culture firsthand.
Okay, Bodubaru, it's officially on my list.
Yeah.
Now, I want to circle back to responsible travel, something we've touched on throughout our conversation.
Yeah.
We've talked about being eco-friendly. Yeah. But how do we make sure that our travels actually benefit the local community?
It's an important question. Applies no matter where you travel.
Right.
In the Maldives, think about these things. Supporting local businesses.
Okay.
Choose family-run restaurants, shops, over those big international chains.
Yeah.
It ensures that your money goes back into the community.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you get a taste of the authentic Maldivian life.
Love it.
Freshwater is a precious resource.
Oh, of course.
Be mindful of your usage. Shorter showers, reuse your towels. It can make a real difference.
Little things make a big difference.
And engage with the people and culture respectfully. Learning a few Divi phrases, showing appreciation for their customs.
I love that.
It builds those meaningful connections.
Such great advice. Okay, I'm feeling so inspired. I am ready to plan my own Maldivian escape.
It is a special place. And remember, it doesn't have to be a once-in-a-lifetime trip. We've talked about how to make it affordable.
Right.
You can start planning your return before you even leave.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's dive into day 5. What's on the agenda? It's our last day. How do we make the most of it?
Imagine waking up to the sounds of those waves.
Oh, yeah.
The sun on your skin, that fresh, salty air. Maybe you start with breakfast, an ocean view, a final dip in the water, soaking up every last bit of that magic.
Oh, I'm relaxed just hearing you describe it. We talked about spa treatments. Should we
Is the-
indulge?
Spa treatments are a great way to pamper yourself.
Yeah.
Unwind before the journey home.
Yeah.
Lots of resorts offer those luxurious treatments. Massages, facials, body scrubs. You let go of stress. You step back into your everyday life refreshed and revitalized.
I love that. So it's about extending that feeling of peace and well-being even after you've left. Okay, let's talk about that final meal. What should we have? That farewell feast.
Go all out.
Okay.
Seafood extravaganza.
Okay.
Fresh catches of the day. Grilled to perfection. It's a celebration of the ocean, a perfect way to say goodbye.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, we've savored that meal, maybe had a spa treatment, taken a final dip. What's next? How do we say goodbye?
Time to gather your belongings. Say farewell to those incredible views. Head to the airport.
Yeah.
But before you board, take a moment to reflect
Yeah.
on the experiences you've had, the memories you've made. Carry that feeling of peace back home with you.
I'm already feeling a bit nostalgic, and I haven't even left yet. But I know I'll be taking a piece of the Maldives with me. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
The Maldives is a reminder that paradise is not just a place, but a state of mind.
Ooh, I like that.
It's about slowing down, appreciating the simple things, finding joy in the present moment. Let the beauty inspire you to live a more mindful life wherever your journey takes you.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect note to end on. All right, folks, that wraps up our Maldivian adventure. I don't know about you, but I am feeling inspired, I'm feeling refreshed, and I am ready to book my flight.
Me too.
And remember, the world is full of incredible destinations just waiting to be discovered. So keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep seeking those experiences that make life truly extraordinary. Until next time, happy travels, and keep that sense of adventure alive.